These comments are very interesting. This is from Gallo. I'm not going to say the last name, Gallo, 808. Jay Beezy, you sound like a hurt trick. Bud getting knocked the F out. Watch and you gon' come on here the next, then and cry. Sorry for the reading, but it sounds like a slave wrote this. Now, obviously, this guy's a Canelo fanboy. And if he's been watching the channel, I predicted Canelo will win the fight by late stoppage in a close competitive fight. But that is not good enough for some of these fanboys. They want you to praise and glaze all over Canelo, and they want you to defecate on Terence Crawford, and I'm not going to do that. They're both great fighters, and they'll be in the Hall of Fame one day, easily, first ballot. So I'd like to apologize to Gallo 808 that I'm not a fanboy like that. I'm a fanboy of boxing. Obviously, this guy's feelings are hurt because I'm not in love with Canelo like he is. I think he's more upset also with the thumbnail. Shell Zonin called Canelo out, not me. You're killing the messenger. And I'm sure Shell Zonin has a channel, so you need to get at him. And can we please stop with the fake emojis? You wasn't laughing. Obvious you felt some type of way because you left that type of comment. Moving on. Before we start, I want to say any clip I play, I don't own the rights to that content. It's for educational purposes only. Now, Jaron Ennis has listed 4 potential tune-ups. And I can see him and his team took Jesus Ramos off the list because I said to myself, I thought Ramos was more than just a tune-up. But here are the 4 names, and what I'm hearing is Eddie Hearn sent all of them contracts. Rashidi Ellis, Josh Kelly, of course, Charles Conwell, and last but not least, Andreas Katsarakis. And for all you hardcore fans that don't know who Andreas Katsarakis is, most of the fights I've seen him on is the Zone on Fridays. He's usually on a Friday card. He's a decent fighter, good size for 154, and he's a decent puncher. Out of those 4, the one I want to see Boots in the ring with, I think will be a good fight, would be Charles Conwell. Or Katsarakis would be my choice. And I get it. Charles Conwell did not look good in his last outing, was out-hustled by Jorge Garcia Perez. But still, out of those 4 choices, and I like Katsarakis too, but I think Conwell will give Boots a better fight. I mean, Josh Kelly already turned the fight down. He says the offer wasn't good enough, and we don't know what Rashid Ellis is going to do. And to be honest with you, I like this as a tune-up fight, either him or Jesus Ramos. But we'll see what Boots is going to do. He could have made a decision while I was uploading the video, but we shall see.
Negotiate fight with Bivol now for months, and he just disappear. Like I know at one point Riyadh Season want to organize that fight, and at one point there was some people in Russia who want to organize that fight in Moscow, and they bring like a lot of money on the table, but even like more money that he deserve and more money that he make first fight. And first and second fight in Saudi, and he still refused it. Like it's like he completely disappeared from negotiation right now. And we decide to go forward with Archer. He's 40 years old. We don't want to wait on nobody.
In terms of other names, do you look at someone like Benavidez as well, making a fight with him?
Why not? This is not personal. This is only business. And at the end of the day, we're gonna give the fan what they want, and we're gonna chase those belts like we did before.
According to Mark Ramsey, who was Beterbiev's trainer, Beterbiev and Bivol was set to make more money in Russia than they made in Saudi Arabia, and he says Bivol walked away from the deal. Now, I've been hearing a lot of things about why Dmitry Bivol walked away from that deal, and I can't call Dmitry Bivol a duck because I don't know what's going on. You know, I know he has a mandatory with Michael Eifert. Maybe that could be a reason. Another rumor I heard is that he's going to take on the winner of Canelo and Crawford. Another thing that could have happened is since Turki Al-Sheikh is not going to be part of the trilogy, maybe he gave Bivol another option, just like the David Benavidez fight. But who knows what happens? All we know is, according to Beterbiev's manager or trainer, the fight is not going to happen. We also know David Benavidez is going to take on Anthony Yarde in November. And also, Beterbiev is taken on a tune-up. To me, it's a tune-up against Dion Nicholson. After that, the trainer and Beterbiev are ready to move on because Beterbiev is 40 years old. He can't stop and wait for anybody. And according to reports, they are ready and interested in fighting David Benavidez, as his fans call him, the Mexican monster, if he can beat Anthony Yarde. And that fight would take place in 2026. If David Benavidez, as his fans call him, the Mexican monster, if he's really a monster and he beats Anthony Yarde, David Benavidez would take this fight in 2026, especially an older Beterbiev who's 40 years old. But we'll see what happens. They got to win their fights first.
You need the movement, you need the power, you need the speed, and Crawford does hit hard. A lot of people don't give Crawford the credit for the punch power he has. But Crawford does hit hard. I mean, I've been in the ring with him. He's hit me hard. Obviously, the most powerful fighter in between the two is going to be Canelo. But I think Crawford still has enough power to hurt Canelo and push him back, and also show him that he's there in front of him as a challenge.
It cracks me up how sensitive some of these Canelo fans are. Look at this article. Amir Khan turns his back on Canelo Alvarez and backs Terence Crawford. Amir Khan didn't turn his back on anybody. He is supporting Terence Crawford to win a fight. He said, I think he can do it. The only problem I had with what Amir Khan said was that he says Terence Crawford punch hard, which is probably true. But with his chin, and Amir Khan probably got the worst chin in boxing, I think Devin Haney would knock out Amir Khan. Now, can Terence Crawford hurt Canelo Alvarez? If you're asking me, in my opinion, I think anybody can be hurt. I agree with Bozy Ennis. It's not just power, it's punch placement. Getting hit with punches you don't see. Now, Crawford coming up 2 or 3 weight classes, the possibility of him hurting Canelo is not very high. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. Canelo has a better chance of hurting Crawford than Crawford hurting Canelo. Now, I get pushed back when I talk about the Jose Cotto fight when he rocked Canelo. The fans do not like that, but it did happen. I used to hear about that, about Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Evander Holyfield. All those guys were supposed to be having the best chins in boxing, and they did, and they were warriors. But eventually, they went down as well. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. What do you think about Amir Khan saying Crawford could hurt Canelo, or Beterbiev and Benavidez possible in 2026? Beezy, I'm gone.